CTV News at 5 with Hudson Mack.
Crews are cleaning up a significant oil spill that happened in Langford near the Millstream Village, detected late this afternoon. A hazmat worker tells CTV News more than 500 litres of oil spilled when a hydraulic line in a garbage truck blew. Crews are putting absorbent down to soak it up, but it could take several hours more before the mess is all cleaned. Crews say they caught it before it leaked into storm drains. There should be no serious environmental damage. Just last week, a truck traveled over the Malahat leaking diesel fuel all the way from Duncan to Langford. The former girlfriend of an officer charged in the sinking of the Queen of the North testified today in Vancouver, telling the court her account of what happened in the moments before the vessel struck land on Gill Island and then went down. Karen Bricker and Carl Lilgert were the only crew members working on the bridge the night of the Queen of the North crashed, then sank in 2006. This was also the first night that the two had worked together since they ended their relationship. Bricker says Lilgert ordered her to switch the vessel off autopilot just before it struck land, but she says she didn't know how to do that. She also testified that she heard him tell another crew member he was trying to avoid a boat and that bad weather made it impossible to read the radar. Lilgert is charged with criminal negligence causing the deaths of 2 passengers who were never found and are presumed dead. Catholic cardinals from around the world are descending on the Vatican. The cardinals began their first day of meetings today ahead of choosing a date for the conclave and the vote for a new pope. They will also be dealing with a sex scandal involving one of their own, the former head of the UK Catholic Church, Cardinal Keith O'Brien. He admits he engaged in sexual misconduct and is withdrawing from public life. The cardinals are also discussing the scandal involving leaked Vatican documents. A toddler who was born with HIV may have been cured. The child received stronger, faster treatment than newborns normally would, and now at 2.5 shows no signs of infection. Scientists at a major AIDS meeting underway in Atlanta say the child has been off HIV drugs for about a year. If the youngster remains healthy, it would mark only the world's second reported case of curing HIV infection. Take a look at these pictures. A massive volcano erupting in Russia's far east, and it's providing some stunning images of liquid hot magma carving its way through a snowy wilderness. Now, there's nobody in danger. The nearest populated area is about 50 kilometers away. The angry mountain blew its stack on the 27th of November and has been rumbling after being dormant for more than 30 years. Business news tonight. The Federal Competition Bureau has approved Bell's $3.4 billion acquisition of Astral Media. Under the agreement, the Bureau says that Bell must divest itself of Astral's ownership interests in several pay and specialty television channels. The deal has passed the Competition Bureau but still needs approval from Canada's broadcast regulator, the CRTC. It rejected the original application last October, saying it was not in the best interests of Canadians. Bell Media is the parent company of this TV station. More on the scandal in the legislature now. Premier Christy Clark was back in the House today, apologizing again and under more fire in the ethnic vote scandal. Now a member of her cabinet is out. John Yap resigned today as Advanced Education and Multiculturalism Minister. He says he takes responsibility, but he says he never saw the document that's at the center of the scandal. It lays out the plan to use government resources to try to lure ethnic votes this May. Liberal MLAs have been critical of the Premier for being absent from the House since the scandal broke last week. Clark says she was wrong and should have returned immediately.
I want to make sure I'm here to take the questions, the difficult questions, and to be held accountable for what happened.
As you would have seen last Wednesday during question period, was caught completely off guard by this document. This document never hit my desk. And some of the ideas in there and some of the language used is clearly unacceptable.
More documents leaked to the NDP show several people within the Premier's office were meeting about the ethnic vote plan, and there are still questions whether any government money was used to pay for any part of it. Some members of the Indo-Canadian community in BC are voicing their outrage over the plan, but others say the apology is enough.
She came out right away. She apologized that something like that shouldn't have been done on behalf of the government of British Columbia, and I think we should look at that apology. Again, it's very hard to control what goes on in the Premier's office. She's got a province to run.
A spokesman for an Indo-Canadian group in Surrey argues that the Premier's bid for BC to host the Times of India Awards was all part of the government strategy to woo the ethnic vote. But members of the Mid-Island community say those awards happen every year, and this should be seen as a chance to bring in revenue instead of a cynical plan to win Indo-Canadian votes. Well, if you've never seen it before, this is what $226,000 looks like, neatly stacked on a table, the result of the latest drug bust on the island, this one on Carlisle Crescent and Campbell River. Along with the fat stacks, Mounties seized 75 grams of heroin and other drugs, including ecstasy. RCMP arrested a 43-year-old Campbell River man and are recommending charges of possession and possession for the purpose of trafficking.